also a member of the Kiwanis Club, of the Denton Kiwanis Club. So I'm excited to be here and see all you guys. We have recently started some local clubs too for the kids. We have a Pink Kids, and then we also started a Builders Club. And so we are just learning how to be as great as this morning club is with the kids. We have not done that in the past. So it's really exciting. If you guys have any advice for me, I would love to hear it. I'm in charge of the K Kids at Hodge Elementary, and we are fumbling through. We're doing it, but any advice you have, I would love to hear. I'm here today to read you my book. I wrote a book. It's actually a series. It's called Lulu the Dung Beetle in Search of the Perfect Food. And it is a book that teaches kids how to eat a variety of foods. And if they do, they'll grow up to be big and strong. So it has a lot to it, more than just being about food. But that is what the kids really like, is to hear about the food. So we'll start. It doesn't take very long, so we'll get you guys out of here fairly quickly. Get right around here. I do want to point out here, the name of the publishing company is Whoville Utopia Publications. That is because I had a terrible time getting the book published. I did sign with a publisher. I went through the entire process and ended up wasting about 2 years trying to get the book published. So I created my own publishing company, because what else do you do when you really want something published and you can't do it the traditional way? So I created it. Everything is done here in Denton. And you'll see at the end of the presentation, Denton is represented in every book. The book series right now, I've written 8 of them. The goal is at least 13, but we are seeing now that it's going to go much past 13. So it is written here, the illustrations are done here, it's published here and printed here. Even the photographs in the back of the book of the photographer is here. The PR person is here. And about 95% of those people are all female. So we've put together a fantastic team to bring this book to everybody. So I hope you enjoy it. It is very silly, so I'm expecting to get some laughs this morning. So if you want to laugh, please laugh, because it's meant to be that way. In the beginning, we do have this little intro into the book. You can actually read about that also on the website or on the Facebook page. Both of those are Lulu the Dung Beetle, either .com or on Facebook. And now we're going to go into the story. As the rain clouds disappeared above the rooftops, a colorful rainbow appeared over the village. Lulu gazed out her bedroom window with amazement at the beautiful colors. Her world was so dark and dull that the pretty colors of the rainbow had her lost in wonder. Lulu, her mother called. Please get your brother and come to dinner. Lulu's gaze broke, and she helped her brother Nico, who was smaller and weaker than the other dung beetles, his age, down to the dinner table. Due to the rain, Lulu and her family had been cooped up all day. Tomorrow we'll go out and find some new dung for the village, to feed the village, Lulu's dad Magnor said. He was a very important beetle in the village because he oversaw the food supply. After the long rain, the village's food supply had become low. Would you like to go too? He asked. He asked his daughter with a twinkle in his eye and a smile on his face. Lulu loved to go with her father to work. She ate quickly and helped clean up before going to bed early in anticipation of the big day. The next morning, Lulu and her dad set out from the village and into the zoo towards the elephant habitat, which was close to the village, and usually had a large supply of dung to collect. They were soon greeted by a very nervous mama elephant named Mia. Please help me, Magnor, Mia exclaimed. Tutu has run off and I can't find her. She is too young to be out there all alone. Magnor did not hesitate and told Lulu to go one way while he went the other. The plan was to run around the entire habitat and then meet back with Mia. So you can see Lulu looking in all the places in the elephant habitat and visiting with some of her friends. Once she found some large elephant prints in the dirt, Lulu used her adventuring skills and followed them until she spied Lulu by a black fence. She spied Tutu by a black fence. Tutu noticed Lulu and bounced over to her. Hi, Lulu, Tutu greeted her excitedly. Tutu, your mom is very worried about you. I'm sorry to worry her. I just wanted to be alone to make you a special treat. It was that moment that Lulu was distracted by a wonderful smell. She closed her eyes and breathed deeply. When she opened her eyes, she saw the tasty treat. There was something different about this goodie. It smelled sweet and delicious, something Lulu had not smelled before. I made friends with the monkeys in the house next door, and they shared their bananas with me. I made you a banana, grass, and nut dung cake. I hope you like it. Thank you so much, Lulu explained. She was so excited that she had forgotten she was supposed to be reporting back to Mia and began rolling the dung into a huge ball. The two friends chatted happily as they headed back to Mia and Magnor. I don't know if you can see they're going me down by the elephant. Magnor, Mia, and Vesti, Tutu's father, were all waiting for the girls. They were so happy to see the girls that they greeted them with big hugs. Lulu and Tutu explained where they had been and showed off the huge ball of dung. They were so excited that they didn't notice the disapproving look on Magnor's face. Now that all was well and Tutu had been found, Magnor got back to work collecting dung for the village and rolled a ball 6 times bigger than Lulu's. After a long afternoon of work, they began rolling their treasures back home. Just before they came to the village gate, Magnor asked Lulu to leave her feast behind. He explained that he had tried to introduce new flavors to the village before, but that none of the other dung beetles wanted to try something new, and they were disgusted at the very idea. Very disappointed, Lulu reluctantly left her bounty behind. Hooray! The villagers shouted as the two rolled the huge ball of elephant dung. That evening, everyone joined in a huge feast. The children ate at the table separate from the adult beetles. Noodle, noodle, the children yelled, making fun of Nico. Nico was not a hearty eater and preferred only the stringy portions of the dung. Because he didn't eat much most of the time, he was smaller and weaker than the other beetles, and the children nicknamed him Noodle. Due to the daily bullying and his distaste of his food, tonight Nico ate even less than normal. Lulu became very upset at the name calling and took her brother back home to escape the other children. And just a little side note, all of the beetles, all of the headgear, the hairstyles, the classes, those are all people in Love, who's the illustrator, and my family. So we've turned everybody into a dung beetle. So if you want to be in a book, come see me. If you're my friend, you're going to be immortalized in an illustration. Nico, I'm so sorry about the way they treat you, Lulu said. It's not nice. I don't like it either. I wish I liked my food more so I could become big and strong and escape the name calling. Just then, Lulu had an idea. Wait just a minute, I'll be right back. Lulu returned with a small portion of the special banana, grass, and nut dung cake that Tutu had made for her. Nico's stomach growled loudly and he smelled the tasty treat. He devoured the meal in seconds and then asked for more. Lulu brought him some more and they enjoyed it together. Lulu and Nico were thrilled at the new flavor and smell of the poop. Eating became more exciting for both of them. And Nico had a new feeling of satisfaction and delight from eating. With their tummies full of tasty treats, they drifted off to sleep and had a colorful, dream-filled night. The next day, Nico woke up feeling great. His eyes were not as sunken. His arms and legs did not feel as heavy as they usually did. Lulu and Nico decided not to tell anyone about eating the special poop so they could keep it all to themselves. They enjoyed eating it all. Now in the book, we have a section that teaches the kids how to make their own edible poop treat. So in this book, because we have elephant poop and then we have tutus, we have 2 different recipes. This is Lily. Lily is our master poop chef. She actually is my goddaughter, and she was 10 years old when she helped to work on this book. She has done all of the recipes in the book to make sure that kids are able to produce what we say they can produce. She also has added little chef notes throughout all the recipes that help the kids. For instance, make sure you stir 30 times, or don't touch it when it comes out of the microwave. Let it cool. So she's done a great job at making the recipes not only workable, but kind of come to life. So in this book, again, there are 2 recipes. We have the elephant dung treat and we have tutu special treat. I did bring the recipes up here for anybody who is brave enough to try a poop treat. These are the elephant dung, so these are the ones without the bananas, but you're welcome to try it. Tutu special treat is the same thing, although it has banana chips in it too, so that the kids can get the different flavor and kind of understand the difference. Then we also have a section in the book that tells about what the nutrient is. So this book is about bananas. This section dumbs it down just a little bit so kids can understand. There are still some big words, but it teaches kids why a banana is good for our system. So it's not about a dung beetle anymore. It's teaching them why they should eat a banana. Then, of course, we have the author pages, and we have the illustrator page. This is Lo. Lo is a fantastic illustrator. She's done an absolutely amazing job at making the book come to life. When she and I met, I told her the idea of the book. I gave her the words, and she said, well, what do you want? How am I going to do this? And I said, I want you to do this. I want you to read the book, and I want to see what comes to your mind. We had only a few stipulations. One stipulation was that the characters had to be cute because they're dung beetles, and that's not real fun. So they had to be cute, but not Disney cute. They had to be able to be made into action figures, and they had to be able to be easily drawn to make a movie or to have a Saturday morning show. And they had to be likable. The dung beetles live in dung. So they start their day off, and they start the book off in a dull, dark, dank place because they live in poop. And so the colors are what attract Lulu, and that's what makes her get out of her village. So the book becomes more colorful as it goes on. So those were the stipulations that I gave to Lo. She took about, I think it was 1 or 2 days, and she came back with the first drawing of Lulu and Nico, and I was absolutely sold. I knew exactly she was the person that was going to work with me. And we are set up a little bit different. We are partners, so we are doing the book together, which means that right now I'm funding the book, and once we make a profit, she will get a percentage of everything that we take in. And that's kind of how we have it set up. She is paid right now, but she's not paid what she's worth. The illustrations are absolutely amazing. So this is my way of getting the book off the ground, and it's still compensating her in the long run, because again, we have a lot of books that are coming out, and it also gets me to be able to afford the illustrations on the front end. This is just a little bit about the next book that are coming out. We do, like I said, have 8 written. Lo is working on the second one right now. We are only missing, I think we just need a couple author pictures and the book will be done. So it will be sent to Impress Graphics, who will print it. They print an absolutely stunning book. The books that I had printed by the other publication company were dark. The colors didn't pop. It was on regular paper, not color paper. I've learned a lot about publishing since then. But these illustrations and this book, the color is what attracts the kids. And so we went with a little bit more expensive, but totally worth it in my opinion. So that is the end of the book, but I'm sure you're wondering, why would I do that? Well, this is a story that has been in my head for many, many years. I have dogs that I like to walk. And when I walk my dogs, I don't like music, I don't like to hear anything, I like the birds, I like the nature. And as I was walking, these stories started developing in my head. I do believe the Lord put them there. It took me about 10 years to develop all of them before I wrote them down. And the initial goal was really just to be able to teach kids to eat a variety of food. And from that has become Lulu the Dung Beetle. We also were interviewed by the Denton Record Chronicle, so you can look that up and see a little bit more about exactly why we wrote it. They interviewed myself, they interviewed Lo, and they interviewed our master chef Lily also. So it's a pretty interesting article, and it does give a little bit more information, but I don't want to keep you here all morning, so I'm making it short. Another thing about the books, and all the books, I did it because I love Denton. And every book has a piece of Denton in it. So this first book has the cherry orchard written on one of the chairs. It is hard to find, but that's on purpose. But we wanted to memorialize the things that are in Denton. The next book has another little Denton icon in it. You will have to search for it. That's the whole point, is to make it fun. So the idea is that we'll release the books after they're out for a while, then we will start posting on social media what is special about that book. So it gives it something extra just for Denton. Denton is an awesome place. I'm sure you guys all know that because you're here. I want to make sure everybody else knows that too. Second thing is dementia. I do work in the senior care industry. I am heavily involved with the Alzheimer's Association, with Dementia Friendly Denton County, and any other memory care initiative. So if you notice, Lulu in the illustrations wears a purple flower on her head. That is in honor of dementia. And eventually when the book starts making a profit, then we will be donating back to dementia. Dementia Friendly Denton County is an initiative that is, it's a national initiative that each county or city can bring in and make their own. So we formed a committee about 3 years ago, and we now go out and we train businesses, whether they are restaurants, we train churches, financial institutions, retail operations, how to recognize someone with dementia and to walk them through their process with success on the other side, so that they don't escalate and they don't get confused. So what we're doing is we're actually welcoming with love and care those who have stayed home because they have dementia. We're welcoming them back into the community and allowing them to come out and have a normal life. So that's really important to me. Then again, the picky eaters, I think I already talked about that, but we want to teach kids that food is important and you need to eat a variety of food. So the book also speaks to the picky eaters. And it brings joy. It makes people laugh. Whenever I say the title, I always get a laugh. Because it has poop in it. And poop is funny, and everybody loves poop. So we've turned it into something that is a little easier, a little more fun, and hopefully makes everybody laugh. We also are turning it into a play. So we will be touring all of the elementary schools in Denton with the play to also bring it to them and bring joy. And I can't wait to hear them laugh, because they're going to laugh all the way through it. It's going to be great. So I encourage you all to dream big and live your dream. This is something, again, I had in my heart for 10 years. It took me another 3 to actually get it in this form. So don't wait as long as I did. Find somebody to be your mentor. Find somebody to help you get it out, because it is fun. It's so heartwarming to see somebody read your book or whatever it is that you want to do. So please, everybody get out there and be a part of the world. And this is one way you can do it. So if you have a book inside you, let it out. Get it out. It is not as hard as you think, and I am here to help you. I have made it my mission to help any other writer get started and get working on whatever it is that they have. So far I've helped another children's book writer, can't remember what that one is. There was a 400-page manuscript about a gentleman who lived locally here who had an amazing career, a poetry book, and another children's book is now coming on board. So I've learned how to do it. I've learned how to do it the wrong way. I want to teach people how to do it the right way and eliminate 3 years that I spent in turmoil trying to get the book done. So if you know of anybody who's writing a book, who wants to write a book, who has anything in their heart, please have them come see me. I can connect them with the people that they need to know to help them get it out. So thank you. Thank you for having me here today. I do have questions too. I'm Tanya Blitz. I am author of Lulu the Dung Beetle in Search of the Perfect Poop series. The next book should be out in about 3 months. I did skip, we have one other thing that I forgot to tell you. This is Dylan. Does anybody know about Dylan Durrell and Run for Dylan?
Oh, the cross-country runner from Guyer High School.
Yes, he passed away a few years ago. I was in the middle of writing some of the books then, so Dylan is actually the hero of the 3rd book. So he will be released in the next, I believe that one will come out in about 6 or 7 months. So that's another local person. He and his brother, we wrote Jake into it too. I since have learned that Jake doesn't want to be just Jake, he wants to be Jake the Snake. So I've gone back and rewritten the book so that it reflects what he wants. But you know, we want to make sure Denton is at home. So my information is up here. If you have any questions, let me know. We are now available to purchase on Amazon, and I would love to answer your questions.
2 questions.
Yes, sir.
On the publishing, is there a minimum print that you have to begin with, and what is the cost per book?
This book is about the minimum. So I believe that you can go to 48 pages if you want the perfect bind.
What
So
I
it
mean
depends
is
on the bind.
quantity.
Oh, not going through Impress Graphics, that was another thing. So this book cost me almost $9 to print local. To give you an example, the book that I was going to print with the publisher that was not on the good paper, did not have the good cover, that one was going to cost me, I think it was $10, but that was per book. You could get a discount if you ordered in bulk from them. They wanted to price the book at $37.99. That's not going to happen. This book is $20 that I printed here locally.
So do they have tiers on that? It says, okay, so the price drops as you get to 100, 200?
They do, and Impress Graphics has that too. For instance, I started with 500 copies, that's what I printed. I could have gone to 1,000 copies and gotten a discount, but because it's my first book, I didn't want to have a ton of books sitting around my house. So I started with 500 copies. I have sold over half of them so far, so I'm not quite to my goal. But I also now just on Amazon, so I'm hoping that that's going to make a difference. But on Amazon, I'm only making $2 a book because of all of their service fees and everything. So it does depend on how you sell it and the bind and how many pages and how many books. There's a lot that really goes into it. Yes, ma'am.
So you said you sold half of the 500. How are you marketing those?
I am doing mainly this. I have a large social media following. I hired Brian Briscoe. He is the only male on our team for the book. He's local with Briscoe Communications, and he's done an amazing job getting it out on social media. I come and present wherever anybody will let me present. I not only can read the book, but I also have a presentation that teaches people the way that I did it and why that way may not be the best way to do it and how to do it the correct way.
So when you say social media, they order it?
You can order it on the website, and if you're local, what I usually do is meet you somewhere so that you don't have to pay the shipping. I do book signings at Sweetwater's. I have one coming up on the 2nd at Denton events. You will be seeing me at Discover Denton. You'll see me all over doing book signings.
Julie
The way you
does?
find out is on social media.
The best way to do it is to meet Tanya someplace, because if you do, she'll sign
I
it.
will sign it. And I do have books here today that I can't sign if anybody's interested.
Tell-
I also have, which I neglected to tell you, recipe bags. So if you purchase a recipe bag with the book is $20, a recipe bag is $20, but it has all the ingredients in it so you can go home and make the recipes right away. We also have hoop bombs available, which are actually hot chocolate bombs. So we are doing a lot of marketing. We have mugs coming, we have tumblers coming that are all hoop related for the kids to make them smile. So there's lots that we are doing in addition. So I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Tell me more about Lo Ellis.
She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. She is local. She lives in Denton. She is an import. She was not from Denton, just like me, and she moved here as fast as she could. She is uber creative, and this is her first time to illustrate a book. This is my first time to write a book, so we are doing this all kind of fumbling through together. It has been a large learning curve for her, but she has really stepped up. There's a lot of things that we don't think about when you go to print, like the color palette. We have to use a CMYK. You can't use the RGB. There's a lot of different things that we need to know, and Lo has stepped up and learned all of that. So she is my partner. She is somebody that I truly care about and admire because she is absolutely amazing. She has 2 little boys, so that has taken a lot of her time. She's had to slow down a little bit on the illustrations because she has family first. That is her goal, is to be a mom and to be a great mom. So she's an amazing person, and you will be seeing more of her. She does come with me whenever she can, but because she has her 2 little boys, she's not available as much as I am. Does that help?
Yeah.
It's not a full write-up, but you can read about her in the book. You can also read about her if you go to the website. Anybody else?
So your next book, you said is a surprise?
The next book, I can tell you, what is a surprise is the piece of Denton that's going to be in the next book. But the next book is absolutely fantastic. In fact, I can give you a sneak peek because I have the illustrations on here, I believe. She has done a great job. Again, look at these colors. The next book is about a red panda who lives in bamboo. This is red moss and lichen that grows on the bamboo. And so this book is about a peacock. This is not about a peacock, it's about a red panda who eats berries. And Lulu saves the berries because the berries get lost. So Lulu saves the berries and is rewarded with some of the berry food. She also takes home pieces of red moss and lichen. So in this book, they're going to learn more about not just poop, but also the benefits of the red moss and the lichen. And there are 3 different recipes in this book because they get the berry poop recipe, they get the lichen, and the red moss. The next one is where Dylan is going to make his appearance. That one is about a peacock. That one is eating bamboo hearts. Yes, hearts of bamboo, excuse me. And that one, Dylan and his brother Jake are the savers, and they save the peacock's eggs from certain demise. So they are again, Lulu helps them, so she's rewarded with some of the food. That one has only one recipe. So the recipes will vary a little bit as we go through, but it just depends on which book at the time. I can tell you all the way up to book 8. And in book 7, that's where we get really exciting because that's where Nico's body really starts to change, and all of a sudden he flies for the first time. And it's really exciting to see this little character who is weak and ridiculed turn into something amazing just because he ate a variety of food. I'm really hoping that the kids will enjoy that and understand that. And I've heard about food aversion. Food aversion is something that kids actually have. So we are actually marketing to them also as a society to help them with the kids to eat different kinds of food. Did that answer your question? I feel like I rambled over there. Does anybody else have any questions? No? Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate your time.
We have